Do you want to know the truth behind the future of PEPE? Is PEPE going to set new all-time highs? What is going to happen with PEPE? Let's talk about that in this video here today. We can see PEPE right currently doing very great. We investigate PEPE up the present moment, around 4.5% on the day. We can contrast that with something like Dogecoin at this moment, up pretty much a portion of a percent. So that is up significantly more than Dogecoin. At the point when we even feel free to take a gander at the general market, you could see the remainder of the market Bitcoin about a portion of a percent. The thing about a portion of a percent, a variety of digital currencies, around 50% of a percent to 1.5% is the reach that they're up. PEPE's up much more, practically 5% on the day. Also, this comes after some significant cost developments that happened only a few days ago. You all can see a rise clearly on a descending pattern, something not going to be a shock to anyone from the unequal high of PEPE. We are down a lot at this moment, essentially looking down right now at around 75%. Not a shock to anyone. We're down a ton from the unequal highs. Be that as it may, PEPE isn't finished, essentially not as I would like to think. As consistently Michael is doing an exploration and an expected level of effort prior to putting resources into anything. All things considered, this is how the situation is playing out the present moment. I saw PEPE cost come against this help level, and afterward we saw PEPE cost go up. PEPE wound up going up generally around 16% at the present time, crested up at this other point right in here, around 20% expansion in esteem in 1 day or less. At the point when we investigate what occurred during that day, nothing else was truly increased that much for PEPE. What's more, regardless, there was some awful news happening for PEPE. We witnessed this. Money delisted PEPE from its advance item. Thus regardless, this should have been visible as perhaps somewhat negative. There's certainly contentions for this being positive, obviously, on the grounds that you won't have individuals utilizing either up to the positive side or negative side with PEPE. Yet, this certainly is definitely not something incredible to have PEPE getting delisted from various trades or for this situation this credit item, and it appears as though it's actually recorded on Binance to do detect exchanging. In fact, that is essential to note here, yet assuming that whatever ought to be an adverse occasion or perhaps marginally certain, not really a plus 20% increment sort of a day. While what we saw with PEPE was a 20% expansion, I accept PEPE actually has a great deal of steam behind it. The PEPE people group is areas of strength for very. You see right now PEPE is moving on DEX devices once more. Clearly PEPE was moving for a really long time, however having PEPE pattern again on DEX devices appearing with areas of strength for some for PEPE too. At the point when we feel free to look at the volume quantities of PEPE right now about $150 million, right? That is a portion coin right now about $159 million, that essentially, practically a similar volume as Dogecoin, which is truly critical on the grounds that clearly Dogecoin is a particularly bigger cryptographic money. Fundamentally $9 billion digital money is PEPE at the present time, barely shy of $400 million. So the way that PEPE is getting comparative volume to Dogecoin is totally crazy. Like if we somehow manage to place this with regards to proportions here, checking PEPE out. Fundamentally this 400 million with $150 million of volume Dogecoin would should have most likely about $500 million of volume to be a similar on a market cap to volume proportion. We're not seeing that clearly with those coin at this moment. With PEPE however, we're seeing an extremely high volume to showcase cap proportion. There's a great deal of effectively exchanging happening with PEPE individuals. Have confidence later on, PEPE. We could see that too by the PEPE Twitter account. This thing is as yet dynamic, which is one more key thing. A great deal of these image coins, they made some Twitter record to push their image coins, and afterward the Twitter accounts have fundamentally ceased to exist and quit advancing and quit discussing it. Does PEPE image coin Twitter account is as yet pushing out images, and they're attempting to push out inspiration images since this moment. Clearly with me coins by and large PEPE remembered for this being down a great deal from those unequal highs. We saw PEPE down around 70% from all-time highs. Other cryptographic forms of money different focuses are additionally down emphatically from their unsurpassed highs. Many individuals are getting truly baffled and upset, yet PEPE people group is attempting to keep inspiration here with this incredible message here. So investigate PEPE and we attempt and dissect where's PEPE standing at present. We've talked in other recordings about various details about individuals. We will come back on that in only a moment. Yet, we can feel free to see plainly PEPE people group is still here. There's as yet a public local area that accepts that PEPE could go such a great deal higher. I still buy and accept that PEPE could return to all-time highs. I think once we begin getting through a portion of these different opposition levels, we can really see dangerous development for PEPE. For instance, this one, when we forward leap there, I think we'd go straight up to all-time highs essentially. There's not much of help in opposition between that edge and all-time highs. we would see unstable development for PEPE, and I think on the grounds that the PEPE people group is still areas of strength for SOs, still such countless individuals conveying and intrigued about PEPE. I think this thing truly can possibly remain. I think in the following bull run once, get the following significant bull push. Clearly we had some terrible news emerge from the central bank with macroeconomic stuff that we won't actually plunge into in this video, yet know a few negative macroeconomic things. We saw hypothesis down, Bitcoin scarcely sure on the multi-day, some other cryptos essentially scarcely certain now too. We saw a significant pullback on the lookout. We can see that we feel free to pull up the hypothesis graph. Does a model here, makes that huge draw off to some terrible news. We have since recuperated essentially practically back to where we were before that. But since of this, it's sort of dialing back the positively trending market. When we truly do stir things up around town market however, ideally in the following little while, we hit the buyer market and afterward I think PEPE will be staying put. Since once more, when you contrast this with something like Dogecoin or Shiba Inu, this thing has such a lot of volume, there's to such an extent exchanged volume happening with PEPE that these different ones simply don't have. I mean, we could investigate Floki as one more extraordinary model as I would see it. You can see Floki right now about $200 million market cap, fundamentally half where PEPE is at this moment. However, the volume is around 1/110th of individuals' ongoing exchanging volume. So PEPE has such a lot of exchanging volume contrasted with the market cap. I feel that will assist PEPE with remaining. I feel that goes to show the PEPE local area is solid on the grounds that these other image coins, these different things that are really huge. Floki was fundamentally one of the top image coins here before PEPE came into the scene. You're basically checking out at Dogecoin, Shiba, Inu, Floki. The present moment you're checking out at Dogecoin, Shiba, Inu, PEPE, Floki. PEPE assumed control over that next stop spot. Is PEPE right? Currently again about twofold the size of Floki, yet the exchanging volume at PEPE is so critical. We might take a gander at one more incredible model here, which should be new $60 million of 24-hour exchanging cash. Fundamentally again PEPE right now essentially 2.5 times that sum. Totally monstrous exchanging volume for PEPE and PEPE. This is a $4 billion for CBE. $4 billion market cap again PEPE, 400 million. So multiple times ought to be news, multiple times the size of PEPE. Guys, that is a big update. If you guys enjoy the content you want to stay up to date, thanks for watching guys. See you in the next one.